You know what's funny and strange is that most people think that strategy is only for business or any kind of outside activities, any kind of war, politics, or sports. But the interesting fact is, strategy is for your day to day life as well, and for the aspects which you might have never thought that strategy can be implemented over here. People living the calmest, happiest, most productive life of theirs are not necessarily the most talented ones or most smart ones. What they have done is something that not majority of the people have ever thought about. That is, they have certain strategies that they implemented on their personal front as well. That means they are more intentional because they understand strategy is not something like manipulation. It is about designing your life consciously, intentionally, instead of living life accidentally. And once you understand this, how it works, you not just design a strategy for your life or what you want to do or what you want to achieve as well, but you also start consciously responding to it. You don't react to things. In fact, you start shaping those things. So if you see around you, strategies are used everywhere. Companies use strategy for business. Countries use strategy for their development, for war, for politics, and so many things. People use strategy in sports as well. Athletes use strategy to win. But when it comes to your daily life, most people just improvise things every moment. Like when they get up in the morning, they feel like, what am I supposed to do today? Or some people are completely lost. Some people just react to what comes on their way. And some people just feel like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? How to handle it? And they go in a constant loop of complaining, feeling exhausted, although they are not doing anything, but they are completely drained of energy. And then they wonder why life feels so exhausting. Well, if you look at it, it's not a rocket science. It's about how you can implement, how you can create, strategize, and implement that strategy in your day-to-day life. And in this video, we are exactly going to see about that. Let's first understand what is your life strategy, if we call it a life strategy. It is nothing but a simple way, a methodology, or a technique in which you would make decision, think, act, and implement stuffs in a manner that increases the possibility of you getting a better result. It's as simple as that. One thing you need to keep in mind, it's not about controlling everything because you cannot practically control everything. So forget about that myth. But what you can do is reduce friction, stop reacting, instead start responding, and make more conscious decisions every minute. Because when you have better clarity, you will make better decisions, and better decisions will lead to better outcomes. So this is what strategy is all about. But the problem is people don't know where to start and how to implement it. So for example, if you see the kind of, things people say. So a person without a strategy, he might say that, I will work out when I feel motivated, and that time might never come, or it might just come and go like this. But a person with strategy will say, I'll remove my decision fatigue or the confusion or the burden of decision making every time by working out at the same time every single day. So you see the difference? The way you think, the way you perceive, and the way you implement matters a lot. So in this case, one depends on emotion, where the outcome is also not clear and the person is also not sure about his way of acting. And the other one is dependent on design. So one is on emotion and one is on design. So which one do you think will give you a better and faster outcome and a consistent way of outcome? And design, a proper, thoughtful design, almost always beats motivation, if you have noticed that. Next, let's understand why do people feel so exhausted or overwhelmed. It is because imagine every day you feel, fatigue, you feel stressed out, although when you notice, you see you're not doing enough to feel that kind of stress or feeling completely drained out of energy. It is because that they are not having a proper planned way to act. The energy drain that you are feeling in the modern day-to-day life is not because you're working too much, but it is because of unplanned decisions. What to eat, what to wear, where to go, what to talk to, how to plan, like everything. You are in a constant place where you find yourself in a complete unplanned situations, and then you are not able to decide, and then you feel like, oh my god, this is so difficult. So if you notice very carefully, even the tiny details actually drain your energy. So even if you have to decide something very small, you see that it's taking so much of energy which is not needed at all, so that you can conserve that energy and channelize and focus it to something that actually requires that. So you can begin with the tiniest of things to strategize, and you can repeat that process and implement it in every aspect. You might have noticed these examples, around you. So let's say you might have seen people wearing the same kind of clothes or similar kind of clothes every day. That is a thoughtful action, not a reaction, because they want to remove the distraction and the decision-making fatigue of what to wear every single day. You might have seen people, working out at the same time or going to bed at the same time, and even tiniest of things. So let's say they are taking the breaks in the similar time. It's because they want to go by the design and the strategy that they have created, instead of just thinking and go by the design, and instead of just reacting to the situations. Because strategy creates freedom, and that's why creating strategies for even the tiniest of things matters a lot. Let's talk about the strategies that actually upgrade the lifestyle. Most people say that they want to manage time. So most people think that they are managing time, but people with strategies, they actually manage their energies, because they understand that you can't manage time. Everyone has 24 hours. How can you manage time? I mean, if you're watching this video right now, time is moving away. You cannot control it. You cannot manage it. So strategic people manage their energy. So for example, they ask these kind of questions to themselves. When am I most productive in 24 hours? So they pick up some most crucial tasks at that point of the day and they perform there. How much time am I going to do focused work instead of distracted hours? So let's say you think that you need to work 6 or 7 hours a day, but you know that 6 or 7 hours you cannot focus 100%, or you cannot put that kind of energy continuously. So instead of that, what they do is they keep, like, let's say 1 or 2 hours of focused works, and the remaining stuff's spread out here and there. But that 1 or 2 hours is without any distraction. So they are managing that energy in those focused 1 or 2 hours. What kind of activities drain my energy? What kind of activities enhance my energy? What kind of people I need to interact with on a daily basis who enhance my energy, and what kind of people I need to stay away from? What kind of habits in my day-to-day life helps me build momentum and keeps me going, and what kind of habits I need to just simply cut off? So these kind of questions, when you ask yourself, it not just helps upgrade your lifestyle, but you will see that internally, and you as a person, you are growing so much every single day. And if you look back after repeating these kind of behavior consistently, if you look back to a few weeks or maybe a couple of months, you will see a complete changed person. So here is the thing: build your life around energy optimization, rather than going in a loop of constantly feeling, how can I manage time? I don't have time. I have so many things to do. No, be focused, be intentional, and be strategic. The next thing is very important, because this strategy is dependent on your environment. That means, you might have heard it multiple times, your environment shapes who you are. And that is very true. It does not matter whether it's a physical environment, the space that you are in. It's the mental and emotional environment, what you are creating within yourself, and also the social environment, okay? The kind of people you are in, the kind of society you live in, the work that you are doing, everything shapes up who you are and how you want to upgrade your lifestyle as well. For example, unknowingly, let's say there is junk food available, it's very tempting, so you will go and eat it. If the phone is kept beside you, you will just pick it up and start scrolling, okay? If people around you are absolutely chaotic, shouting, howling, and fighting all the time, negative behavior, everything, soon you will become chaotic. So strategic people actually shape and strategize their environment consciously, rather than reacting to it and rather than becoming trapped in it. They engineer their own environment. So one of the simplest way to do this is they make the good habits easier to access and keep the bad habits away. So let's say if junk food is available, your mouth and your hand will go towards it. Let's say if you want to read more books, you want to develop that habit, you will keep books in your visible distance, right? So that every time your focus goes on there, So you pick up those books because after all, where the focus goes, energy flows. So like this, so let's say if you want to work out more, you will keep the workout stuffs handy, visible, maybe some kind of notification which is reminding you every time. So any good habits that you want to build, you will strategically place all those things visible. And all the stuffs that you want to cut out from your life, you will keep it outside your purview where you can see it or think about it. So let's say now you will say how to manage social media or how to manage phone, because most of the time the phone is with you. No problem. So you hide or you put all your, like say, social media platforms away from your home screen somewhere inside, so that it's not easy for you to just access. So if you have to call somebody, only the important things are right there on your home screen, remaining everything is moved aside. So like this, there are tiny shifts that you can do, tiny strategies that you can build to actually start seeing the result from day one itself. And one of the easiest way of strategizing is decision-making strategy. That means keep it very simple, keep it effortless. If you want to have meal any particular time of the day, keep it at one particular time. Any workout time, keep it same, okay? Any time that you really want to be on social media, just keep that time fixed in the day. What you are doing is you are taking away the decision-making aspect from these redundant tasks that you need to do, and you know, okay, every day I need to do this, so your brain automatically goes in that direction. So you are not putting in more energy and feeling tired or thinking about it. So basically, keeping the strategy simple and effective is one of the best way you can begin with and start seeing the results. Another strategy, what people don't even consider as a strategy, is something called as your recovery, your reset or recharge technique. That means if you're doing all these things, if you have created a wonderful strategy that goes on in your day-to-day life, reading, eating, working out, planning, working, everything, how about you also create a strategy for the breaks that you take? For example, once a month, you just go out somewhere, cut off all your digital connections, any distractions, anything. Maybe once a week you can do it. But what you are doing is you are consciously and intentionally building that strategy. You select the place where you want to go so that there is no unwanted distraction, or maybe if you're staying at home, what are certain things you need to keep in mind so that there are no distractions, etc. So even in your recovery phase, or let's say when you are resetting your energy, you also can actually build a simple strategy to implement it. And you will see this is so much effective, because what happens is, let's say something comes up, because life happens, right? And you feel like, oh, you know what? Let me push the reset day, not tomorrow. Let me take it next week. So like that, what happens once you delay it, it just keeps on delaying, and you don't implement it, which was supposed to be done tomorrow. But when you have a particular strategy, you actually do not delay it, you do not procrastinate it, you don't give excuses, because you know this is a strategy, you stick to it and you implement it, you start seeing the results. No rocket science, simple, effective, plain simple thing to understand and implement. So like this, what you can do is sit today and create a strategy for your daily needs, your daily things that you work onto. And most importantly, if there is something with respect to your personal life, let's say you want to upgrade your lifestyle, let's say you want to be better in your health aspect, but your lifestyle and your daily work is pulling you back. So start creating a strategy towards it. Strategy not necessarily only works in business or career or professional space. It is also very much applicable in your personal space, in your private space, and even for the tiniest of thing that you want to implement and start seeing the result. I hope this helps build your strategy, and if you have any doubts or questions, do let me know. And if you have still not read my book, which is 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game, it's there on Amazon. Go and get your copy today. If you have somebody who really needs an implementation book, who is going through a phase of guilt, decision-making problems, they have made certain decisions, don't know how to come out of it, they feel ashamed about it, and they want practical steps to come out of that and turn around their life, then this book is for them. Go ahead and gift it to somebody, because if you can touch one life today, you never know what is going to happen, right? That good deed is going to come back to you. And we know that little by little the ocean is getting created. So jaise कहते हैं बूंद बूंद से सागर बनता है. So one little help, one little deed can actually transform life. So go ahead, do it, and I will see you soon in the next video. Namaskaram.